Have you ever felt overwhelmed by bloated text editors? Need something lightweight, fast, and hacker approved? Look no further. Nano is your best friend for quick edits, scripting, and managing files. It gives you the flexibility without the bloated IDE. Welcome to CyberDummy, where we break down complicated text, into bite-sized, dummy-proof solution. And today's video is proudly sponsored by Kill 9 IT Solutions. Today's video is proudly sponsored by Kill 9 IT Solutions because sometimes you just have to terminate the problem at the source. Okay, as you can see, we're in a Kali Linux terminal, and I'm going to pull up my script that I had already made called Nano test.py. Okay, so in here, if you look here at the top, I've got three consecutive quotes, some notes, and then three consecutive quotes. What this does is it allows the editor or allows the person making the code to have notes in there without displaying this text or without it interfering with the text. Okay, so print hello world, name equals input. What is your name? I'm going to go through this a little bit more in depth as we go along, but I want to run this so you can kind of see what's happening. Now that you see the script there, what it'll do. To get out of Nano, all you're going to do is you're going to hit Control O, which is meaning that it's going to save it, right? And it says down on the very bottom, if you look down here where it says file name to write, test.py, we're going to hit enter. And then we're going to hit Control X to exit. Now to run that script, I'm going to run Python 3 test.py. Okay. So that's the command to get it to compile. What is your name? Hello, CyberDummy. CyberDummy, do you like coding? I'm going to type in yes. We're going to do that one more time, and I'm going to type in no, just so that you can see what we did with the program. Type in CyberDummy again. I'm going to hit no. You're a loser. So we just put that in to be funny. If you don't like coding, I 100% get it. So basically what we're doing is print hello world, name equals input. Okay, we just declared the variable, right? Name. What is your name? Print hello and then name. So basically what we did was we said, this is the variable name equals whatever they put in. What is your name? Okay, print hello and then that variable, which is their name. Then we did another variable. It was the response. We're asking for input. We did this little F name, right? Because we had to get that to put it back in so it acknowledged you. Do you like coding? Yes, no. On this one, it says if response dot lower, meaning that you could do it in uppercase or lowercase. If you do yes, print awesome, keep coding. Else, print you're a loser, right? So this script right here has a lot of Python coding principles in it, and getting started in coding. It's very simple, but it does teach you a lot. Okay, so now that we're back, I'm going to clear my terminal, and I'm going to create now that we're in the terminal, I'm going to create a script called python.py. See, it's blank. We're going to go in here again. So the three quotes stops the compiler from viewing this. It doesn't affect your script or your code at all. So we're going to print hello world to the screen. Again, Control O, enter, Control X gets me out. Now what I want to do is I want to run that script that I just made called python.py. As you can see right here, hello world showed up. So this part right here didn't show up. And coders use this for making notes what print hello world is for. This is very important when you have 1,000 lines of code, right? So you don't want to just overlook the importance of putting notes in your code. This is a simple script, so we don't need to put a lot of code in there, but I just wanted to point that out. So Nano, if you can see, these are a green color. The print is white. Is not an IDE. It's not like Vim where you'll actually get error codes and stuff like that. In Nano, you have to have your script right, but it's easier to navigate, in my opinion. Okay, so we're going to start with the script that we did. We're going to do declaring our variable name equals input. What's your name? Then we're going to print. We're going to control O, save it, escape. We're going to run that. What's your name? Cyberdummy. Hello, Cyberdummy. Okay, so you can see how we're building onto the original script of Hello World, right? We still have our Hello World. What's your name, Cyberdummy? Hello, Cyberdummy. So we're going to go back into that script, and I'm going to go down to the print hello world. I'm going to do the 3 quotation marks. I'm going to save it. I'm going to go back out, and we're going to run that again. So you can see here, hello world, what's your name? Hello, Cyberdummy, to what's your name, Cyberdummy? Hello, Cyberdummy. Okay. So by putting the 3 quotations in there, we eliminated that from our script. Okay. If I ever needed that code again, or if I ever needed to add that back in, I can just by eliminating them. I got to remember to do both sides, but you can eliminate them and it'll add it into your code. Okay. So if you're ever working on something and something's not working correctly, you can put that on there to see if that's where your problem is. If that eliminates the problem from when you are reading what the compiler said, then you can tell if it was that was the line of code that was your error. In an IDE, it's a lot simpler because it will show up there. But when you're using Nano, you don't have the benefits of that, but you don't have the all the other stuff that goes with an IDE. Okay, so we're going to add to this code a little bit more. And we're going to do response equals input do you like coding. Then we get into our if statement. If response dot lower equals. When you do the equals, you're basically giving it a Boolean, which means it's absolutely true, right? It has to be absolutely true. Yes. We're going to tab print you some else print no worries. Okay, we're going to hit Control O, save it, Control X. We're going to run it. What's your name? I'm gonna hit yes. You are awesome. That's what's coming up, right? Very simple script, very easy to do. Nano makes it so easy for us to compile um, scripts in Kali Linux. This is a very small example of what the larger scale could be. You can use this for so many different things. Doc and figure files. When you're hacking, you need to put things in here. I needed to use a file to decipher passwords. I'm going to show you username.txt. This has a ton of different email addresses in it. And then I have another file that has passwords, and they are just compiled off of, I think it's rocku.txt, and it is a file that was stolen by hackers. And I want to say it was early 2000s. It was the largest hack at that time where they took people's usernames and passwords. And it has been compiled. It's been used over and over and over again. It's well known in the ethical hacking community for pen testing and things like that. So you use that file and you can break it down and you can do it. So why I'm telling you that is because if you're using John the Ripper or one of the brute force attacks that Kali Linux has on it, you would use that username.txt or password name.txt as the file that you would test it against. So if it has all those names and passwords in it, John the Ripper is basically filling in the username and the password, and it's using different combinations from those files. And I want to say rocku.txt is 10,000 users on it, the original. I have a much smaller version of it on my computer because I was using it to hack some bone boxes, and you basically shrink that down to known usernames and passwords. The idea is the same if you didn't have an idea. So Mr. Robot is one of the Vaughn boxes that I've hacked. And you basically use any of the names that were used in that television show, Elliot, I forget all the different ones, but you use those names and those passwords that are very um, probably plausible to be on there instead of 10,000 usernames and passwords. It would take forever to do that. But if you narrow that down because you did your homework, you did your research on the company, on the person, it is more realistic because you would never use that large um, file to go against someone in a brute force. You would basically do your homework and narrow it down to find out what they like, what they're interested in, and obviously you could probably steal some of their information off the internet of their username and password. Only let me stress this, only in an ethical hacking situation where you have the permissions, signed documents saying that you're allowed to be doing this in an ethical manner. Um, Kind of went off track there a little bit, but that's okay. Um, I'm going to get back into my file one last time just to kind of wrap all this up. And I want you guys to see how easy this is, how quick we did it. How clean that is, right? Okay, so I'm going to run this one last time so that we can see everything that we did. We're going to go back into the Python 3, python.py file. What is your name? Do you like to code? You are awesome. Like, share, subscribe. Okay, so what we learned today is how to use Nano to run a Python script. Again, It doesn't have to be a Python script. It can be a .configure file. It can be .txt file. Whatever you're needing to do in ethical hacking, uh, Linux admin role, anything like that. I use this a lot for college where we had certain walkthroughs that we had to do, and you needed to use Nano for it. At first, I was very lost. I didn't know what was going on. And then when you add in Vim, which we'll cover in a whole separate video, Vim has all different commands. It's totally different. It's a harder text editor than Nano, in my opinion. A lot of people love it, and if you love it, you're just weird. If you don't love it, you're with me, which means you're pretty awesome. But anyways, the Nano to me was easier to understand and to learn faster. So some people love Vim and that's all they use, and that's wonderful. For me, Nano was it. We're going to go into Vim in another video, just not right now. Nano, easy to learn, easy to use, very light, fast, lightweight text editor. Well, that's it for this video. I really appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get the word out there for these videos. As always, brought to you by Kill9 IT Solutions. We really appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do, and we'll see you in the next video.